Hey, beautiful souls, and welcome to Around the Kitchen Table, a space for honest conversations, stories from the heart, and gentle reminders that we're all walking each other home. I'm Laura Island, mother, creative, soul-led CEO of Sacred Sister CIC, and the woman behind Wise Sacred Woman. I'm a witch with ADHD, and this podcast is where we gather to share the real, raw, and radiant parts of life. Each week, we'll explore what it means to live in rhythm with ourselves, with nature, and with one another. We'll talk about womanhood, sisterhood, creativity, leadership, spirituality, and the messy magic of being a human. So pour yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's meet here around the kitchen table, where stories are medicine and every voice belongs. Hello, beautiful sister. I'm going to be really honest with you today, and I feel like I've said this for the last few weeks, but I nearly didn't record this podcast. It's 7:30 on Friday the 1st of May, and it's Beltane, and it's a full moon, and it's a powerful time. And I've been up at 6:30 this morning with our glorious women from the sanctuary, kind of connecting in and doing our morning practice together, which is so beautiful and so powerful. But I'm really tired, like deeply tired, not just physically, but really full from life, from building, from holding so much. And today is Beltane, and today we're also opening the door to Cavendish Bazaar. And there's this voice that says, you should show up, you should mark this moment, you should create something. And then there's another voice, a quieter one, but much more truthful, that just says, can you just be here? Can I just find a way to be with myself and not have to feel that responsibility of showing up? Because I love what I do. Like, I love being present with you all. My Friday morning rhythm is amazing, and yet my Friday morning rhythm seems to have gone a little bit off piste recently. So I think that's what I wanted to just jump on and speak to today, because so often, especially as women, we move through these big life moments, these thresholds, these openings, and instead of actually being in them, we feel like we have to capture them, explain them, turn them into something, make them mean something to everyone else. And today I can feel that tension inside of me, because this moment, this opening, it's not just a business opening for us. It's not just a coffee shop that's opening its doors. It's something much deeper than that. And I guess there's a part of me that wants to speak to, just watching my husband putting the bins out. It's that kind of Friday morning thing. Um, Honestly, I'm like oh, shiny thing over there. What's happening? Anyway, where was I going with that? So we're opening the doors, and yesterday, we had members of like our team, our family, who are beginning to come together, that kind of want to work with us. And we've created such magic there already. I had them in circle yesterday, talking to each other, finding out three things about each other that they just wouldn't know without asking questions, just to see how they get on, kind of, community. How do they communicate in community? And that was really powerful and beautiful. And a lot of these people are like young, they're 15, 16, right up to like 55, 60. And that was powerful. It's powerful. And I feel the draw of Beltane. So it's not this performative thing where I've got to go out and make it happen and do a Beltane thing, as much as that's glorious. And normally I would be up the tour, or I'd be at Chalice Well, or I would at least been out in the sunrise this morning. Actually, I live and I breathe my seasons, because I feel them in my body, feel them in my bones. And this morning my bones are tired, excuse me. Um, the space that we've created at Cavendish Bazaar, if you don't know it, we took on an old pub just a month ago, Good Friday, so 4 weeks today. We took on a pub to turn it into a community hub for the town, a space that has this deeply relaxed feel, a space for connecting back in with yourself, the ritual of actually sitting and drinking your cup of tea or coffee whilst it's still warm. Um, yeah, there's just so many aspects to it, and it's beautiful. Downstairs feels like walking into your kitchen, a nice kitchen, to be fair. We did a good job. I was still sanding off um, tables made by my husband's fair hands out of scaffolds yesterday. So at 1 o'clock this morning, I was still sandpapering off the edges. Um, and that's what Cavendish Bazaar is. You know, it's been built from that same place that Sacred Sister was built from this longing for connection, for belonging, for real human, messy, beautiful life. And I've poured so much of myself into it, my heart, my energy, my time. And if I'm honest, like there have been moments where I've questioned everything, moments where it's felt really hard, moments where it's felt really overwhelming, moments where I've thought, what am I doing? Why are we doing this? My husband and I went for a walk on the beach the other day, halfway through kind of painting, more painting last Saturday, and we both looked at each other and went, whose idea was this? How did we make this happen? Like what did we do? And I realized that this is what I do. Like a year ago, I was in a beautiful space that, and I remember saying to Chris, if I was to open anything now, I would open a place that combines what we do, brings people together, serves them delicious, amazing drinks and food, nurtures community, and sells plants and, incense and journals and things that make people kind of feel connected to themselves. So that's what we did. And yeah, like here we are on this day. The doors are about to open, and I'm sitting here like, oh my God, what are we doing? And I'm seeing all the things, we've done so much, and I'm seeing all the things that we have yet to do. And that's the other thing. And so it's a hard one because for me, isn't that what Beltane's really all about? It's not just about fire and celebration. It's the moment where something that's been growing quietly beneath the surface finally steps into the light. But we often don't speak about those things. And we don't speak about those moments. And they don't always feel how we think they will. When I really sit with it, it's like, wow, January, we were a bit bored and we decided we might do this thing. We sowed the seeds, we kept tending it and tending it. And we trusted that if it was meant to be, it will be. And here we are now on this Beltane moment of like coming to fruition. But often we think that these things are going to feel euphoric and exciting and full of energy, and sometimes they do, but sometimes they feel like this, a moment where it's quiet and it's tender and a little bit wobbly and a little bit tired. And I think that's something we need to normalize because we've been taught that when something big is happening, we should rise up, push through, be more, do more. But what if this moment isn't asking to be more? What if just asking, it's just asking me to be here, to feel it, to take it in, to actually live it instead of performing it? Because this is real life. This is the village. This is what I speak about when I talk about connection. It's not curated, it's not perfect, it's definitely not a highlight reel. It's standing in the doorway of something that you've created, feeling everything at once: pride, fear, exhaustion, gratitude, and choosing to step forward anyway, not because you've forced yourself, but because something in you knows that this matters. And I think that's the difference. It's not about pushing through from pressure, it's about responding to a deeper call. Because if I really listen underneath the tiredness, underneath the noise, there's something else there entirely. There's a quiet knowing that this space this place, this offering isn't just about the coffee. It's about people walking through the door and feeling like they belong. It's about the conversations happening at those tables that I lovingly sanded last night that changed something. It's about strangers becoming familiar. Instead of us living in square boxes next to square boxes that we call home and get taught never to talk to strangers, it's about creating in a very real, grounded, human way. And that's what I've been speaking about for so long in the village. Let's reclaim the village. One of the sisters on our call this morning was like, I've waved a fire pit and I want to light a fire tonight, and I've never really lit a fire, but so it's always been the man's job, and she's now on her own with her boy. And I was like, that's just complete gobbledygook and bollocks. Like, excuse my French, it's bollocks. Women were the fire tenders, men would chop wood, women would tend the fire. And so actually, like, let's reclaim that. Let's reclaim that. This Beltane fire is all about the women, all about the feminine. It's that fire energy. And maybe that's why it feels so big, because it's no longer just an idea. It's not just words. It's not just online. You know, it's here in you, how you create it on the earth. And for us today, it's us with the doors that open and the people that walk in, hopefully, and with energy that's felt. And that's really vulnerable, because now all of what we've created gets to be experienced. And I think that's where the real work begins. Not in the creating, but in the allowing it to be what it is, allowing people to meet it, allowing it to grow without needing to control every part of it. And maybe that's what I'm learning today, that I don't have to have the perfect words. I don't have to have the perfect energy. I don't have to show up as some version of myself that has it all together, because honestly, really, I don't. I just have to be here. And maybe that's what I want to leave you with today. If you're standing on the edge of something, if your life is calling you in some way, if there's an opening, if you're being called forward, and it doesn't feel how you thought it would feel, you're not doing it wrong. You're just human. And maybe, just maybe, the most powerful thing you can do is not push yourself to be more, but allow yourself to be exactly where you are. And trust that it's enough. Because today, that's what I'm choosing. To open the doors, not with force, but from truth. And if you're ever in Western Superman and you feel the call, come and sit with us. Come and be a part of it, because this isn't just my space, our space. It's all of ours. Thanks for being here, and thank you for walking this path with me. And I'll see you next week around the kitchen table. Actually, maybe I'll be around the kitchen table. I'll maybe record it from the Cavendish and show you around. But for now, I want to leave you with these 3 journal prompts. I'm going to just look in my journal because they were shared this morning. Where in my life am I being called to bloom more fully? Where in my life am I being called to bloom more fully? What passions or dreams am I ready to grow to fruition? Now, I could talk about manifestation all day long, and I won't, but manifestation doesn't just come from alignment. I can't tell you how many times I sat and aligned my energy with the truth of what I wanted. And yeah, sometimes it happened and sometimes it really didn't. The times it happened was when I took action on that alignment, when I took action to say, yep, this is happening, we're doing this, let's go. What does it require? When I pulled my energy up to meet the vibration of what I was calling in through action. So what passions or dreams am I ready to bring to fruition? And how can I honor my body's rhythm in this season more deeply? How can you honor your body? I really know I've not been honoring mine lately. My mother would say, burning the candle at both ends. It's pretty exhausting getting a business off the ground. But we're ready to launch and we're ready to fly. And if you would like to, I will pop the link here somewhere for a Beltane meditation that I recorded last year on Beltane. But if you want to drop in, it's only about 6 minutes long. If you've never meditated before, just sit quietly, close your eyes, and let the words move through you. And I'll see you real soon. Happy Beltane. Laura out.